trouble when playing the game. I'm a wild card, they'll be cursing my name, 'cause they don't know I'll be taking their place. Say what you want, do what you do, thirsty for blood and now I'm on the move. Taking my time, making it mine, keeping my eye on the prize. Surviving, I'm making the money, I'm climbing, I'm owning the top and the prize, and you'll start recognizing I'm on the rise. Oh, I'm on the rise. I'm on the rise.
Good evening, Blue Jay fans, and welcome to Bondurant, Iowa for this Raccoon River Conference battle between the Gilbert Tigers and your Bondurant for our Blue Jays. Patrick Meyer here with Chad Carlson. How are you doing, Chad?
I'm doing great, Patrick. It's 2023, right?
2023.
Yep. Jumping into
I
a
will
new
definitely
year.
mess up many times.
I might call it 2024. I might call it 1992. You know, I just
1990s. That was like just 10 years ago, right?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Well, as we get back in here to our first action of the new year, the visiting Tigers are coming in 5-3 overall, 2-2 in conference, and the Blue Jays are 2-4 with conference record and the same overall record. So, both looking to start out the new year on a positive note. Tigers are led in scoring by Ella Henningsen, who averages 10.4 points a game, and Mia Kottman averages just under 9 points a game. For the Blue Jays, leading scorer has been Chesney Steenhook, 10.5 points a game, and Peyton Meyer, 9.5 points a game. Both teams averaging Blue Jays 38 points a game, Gilbert 45 points a game, so not exactly as high a scoring as the teams were last year. We were just looking at last year's stats, and the winner of both games last year got to 57 points. That was the key number. So
yeah, and the big difference, of course, for both teams is losing some all-state caliber players. The Blue Jays with Kate Lappy and Mia Miller, and Ava Hawthorne for Gilbert, who's now lacing up the sneakers with the Drake women's team, a Division I program. We checked her stats a little bit here before we came on the air. She's getting some minutes, and with some injuries in that program, she may be seeing a few more minutes. So both teams with some significant losses. Henningsen, that you mentioned, the leading scorer for Gilbert, was a freshman last year that was the second leading scorer on the team. So now she has to kind of step up her role a little bit. And, of course, we're seeing the Blue Jays with the likes of Chesney Steenhook and Peyton Meyer having to step it up a little bit with their scoring and with their leadership. So be an interesting matchup tonight.
We'll step aside here for the national anthem. We'll be right back. As has been all season, Bird's Nest sponsoring this basketball broadcast. We appreciate them for all of their support of Blue Jay athletics and schools. Starting lineups for tonight for the Tigers: number 4, Sydney Lynch; number 5, Mia Kottman; number 20, Molly Schnormeyer; number 25, Rainey Cruz; and number 31, Ella Henningsen. And for your Blue Jays, junior number 10, Hannah Green; senior number 13, Peyton Meyer, senior number 21, Mia Bell, senior number 30, Tayana Keys, and junior number 41, Chesney Steenhook. So Blue Jays changing up a little bit coming out of break. A little more veteran lineup this time. And
yeah, three sophomores for the Tigers in their starting lineup, so maybe a team that's building for the future a little bit. Blue Jays with more of an upper class look in their starting lineup.
Steenhook to jump for the Blue Jays and ends up a Blue Jay ball out of the break. Peyton Meyer brings it across to Tayana Keys. Green now at the top of the key. Into Steenhook, who loses it on the attempted pass out. Henningsen driving through the lane, right-hand layup, no good. Steenhook gets it.
Saw the rebound contested, but not really a pressure look after a missed basket like we've seen some teams do against the Blue Jays this year. So we'll see if Gilbert, after a made bucket, might come with some type of pressure look. Right now, that looks like they're playing a man-to-man.
And Peyton's going to be fouled on the shot. Probably was fouled at the top of the key, too, but this time we'll go to the line.
Good aggressive start there to take the ball to the hole and earn herself a trip to the line for a couple of free throws.
Foul is on Rainey Cruz, her first. Meyer's first shot, no good. Meyer makes the second one. Lynch passes it up court to Schnormeyer.
Blue Jays in a 2-3 zone to start out with. A lot of quickness up top with Bell and Meyer.
Gonna look for some pressure buckets. Henningsen with it. Back out top. Kopman has it. Back into Henningsen, trying to work around a triple team. Kind of gets bailed out because didn't have a whole lot of access to the basket from that.
Yeah, Mia Bell helping out a little bit in there, but that was going to be a tough shot to get over Chesney Steenhook. Really didn't need the help in that particular situation and just got caught with her hand in the cookie jar a little bit there.
She makes the first one. Henningsen hits them both. And now you get a little bit of that pressure look coming out of the make. Tayana's able to dribble around it. Pushes ahead to Hannah Green. Tayana gets it back to Peyton at the top, and now Chesney thought she was coming out to set a screen, but ended up taking the ball. Kind of the difference in the wins and losses has been the Blue Jays shooting in the last, well, all season really. When some of those threes are dropping, they've been able to turn it into wins, and when the threes aren't dropping, there's just not a lot of scoring.
Right.
Long three-pointer from Cruz, no good. Rebound Schnormeyer. Kopman now with the three, no good.
And a push-off there on Tayana, didn't get called.
And Chesney's able to rip it away. Into Steenhook, got a double team. Turn, faces up, and doesn't get the roll.
She turned away from the double team. I like that she did that. And earlier when she was double teamed, she kicked the ball out. So that might be something that she focused and worked a little bit on over the break.
Now in the middle. Back out to Lynch, now cross court. Cruz for three, off, no good. Keys gets the rebound. Tayana's going to try and take it all the way to the hoop. Gets the layup and the foul. Woo. She saw a lane and went for it.
Yeah, I like that aggressive play by Tay. And just like we saw with Peyton earlier, gets that opening. If Gilbert's not going to get back on defense, that's a couple of athletic guards the Blue Jays have that are just going to hit that gap and go to the basket.
Looks like Schnormeyer, Cruz, and Henningsen all went out.
It's too early in the year to have to say Schornmeyer.
Into the game, Ava Johnson, John Arado, and Addie Pink. Meyer kicks it out long, 2 from Green's off. And Tigers let it go out of bounds. And Aubrey Haynes is going to check in for the Blue Jays. Mia Bell going to go to the bench. Lynch brings it up court over to Kottman. So Tigers kept their 2 main ball handlers in and brought in subs at every place else. Rado tried to feed the cutting Tiger, but has it picked off by Haynes. Green over to Keys. Little weaving, looking for an angle, and just a little high on the entry pass. Steenhook was moving at the same time, and I just both players saw a different decision at the same time. Long 3 from Kottman, no good. Hannah Green had the rebound and is going to be fouled by Johnny Rado.
So this is a 1-2-1-1 pressure look. So they're going to try to pass or force the Blue Jays to pass the ball into the corners, and then they're going to trap with the player that's on the ball. That's a good way to break it.
2-on-1 now. Advantage Green over to Tayana. Tayana gets the 2-point bucket.
Yeah, if they break the press that easy, they're going to get them out of it in a hurry.
Ava Johnson with the ball now. Aubrey Haynes on her. We've seen some pesky defense from Aubrey all season, and we get a quick turnover there. Haynes into Steenhook, double team. Out to Meyer. Cross court Green, not able to chase it down.
Just a little hot to handle there.
Yeah. Carolyn Miller's going to check in. Hannah Green going to go to the bench.
Again, Aubrey Haynes did similar to what Peyton did in the possession or 2 before with that post entry into the top. If that post is being fronted like that, you really need to kind of give yourself a dribble to create a passing lane. Neither one did that, and it kind of puts your post in a tough predicament. That time Chesney was able to at least catch the ball and get it back outside, but really had no advantage once she got the ball inside.
Tigers bring in a whole line change. Number 3, Abby Patel. Number 10, Anna Saltzman, along with Schnormeyer, Cruz, and Henningsen back in. And that in and out shot from Cruz, rebounded by Miller.
Gilbert might be a same kind of look, either feast or famine from that 3-point line, and that's going to determine a little bit their level of success on the offensive end. They're trying to use a high-low look against that zone, which is a good look if you can actually get the ball high and look low.
Miller working hard down there, not able to get the ball in. Had a little screen she set for Chesney, and Chesney just too hard off the glass. Saltzman brings it up. Cross court back to Saltzman. Saltzman drives, tries to get it around Carolyn, not able to. Steenhook gets the rebound. Meyer going to drive now. Reverse layup, no good. Carolyn gets the rebound and has it knocked away. And, that looked a little funny, but.
Whoa, and that did too.
We're gonna not worry too much about steps right now. Tayana passes ahead to Meyer. Meyer right-hand layup, no good. Cruz gets the rebound.
Lots of good opportunities here. Just haven't been able to capitalize on everything at this point. Another steal.
Chesney steps in front of it and has it taken away by Patel. Question might be which coach wants to call a timeout first. Henningsen's 3-point is no good. Miller gets the rebound again.
Yeah, and might be a little fatigue. You know, you come out of break, you take about 3 or 4 days off, sometimes 5. You sit around the house, you eat an extra helping of turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes. And then you show up for practice. You practice about 3 days. You try to get your conditioning back to where it was. You're not always quite there in early January. And that's kind of to be expected. But you might see a little fatigue out of both teams tonight.
Well, it does seem like we spent some time working on press break. Abby Neville into the game with the ball. Using Carolyn's screen. Little screen and roll. Miller into the hoop. Has it knocked away, gets the ball back, has it knocked away again, and that one's going to be the one they call a foul on, which is probably advantageous for the Blue Jays because it was on their leading scorer.
You know how I like to reference 70s and 80s basketball players. That was Moses Malone-like right there from Carolyn Miller. She got about 3 offensive rebounds in that possession and did not stop until she got herself to the free throw line to see if she can capitalize on that great effort and opportunity.
Miller hits the first. And checking into the game now is Ava Johnson, out Molly Schnormeyer.
And that's a compliment, Carolyn, if you listen to this later. And she makes both free throws. And Moses Malone was not always that great of a free throw shooter.
But good luck finding a whole lot of video because it will be in black and white.
Oh, I think you can find Moses on the YouTube.
Henningsen in the corner. Back out top to Cruz. Lynch now all the way across to Johnson. Now the other side, Johnson tries the 3, short off the front of the rim. Mia Bell gets the rebound. Haynes slows it down now. A lot more pressure from Lynch when Haynes has the ball. I don't know if that's a scouting impact, if they believe something's there, but Miller's shot no good. And Henningsen's under the hoop all by herself as Millard went down on the other side and wasn't able to get back, and nobody was there to help out. Henningsen steps in front now, driving to the hoop, right hand scoop is good. Bell cross court to Green. Green drives, right hand layup is no good. Miller gets the rebound and the putback.
Good job, another offensive rebound for Carolyn.
And we're going to end the first period. Blue Jays up 9-6.
Yeah, and really,
with a 5-1 foul advantage.
And really, they had held Gilbert to just the 2 points on 2 free throws by Henningsen until the last 30 seconds, and then a quick bucket in transition, a steal, and another bucket by Henningsen. She's got all 6 of Gilbert's points. Otherwise, not even a field goal the first 7.5 minutes of the quarter. So really a solid defensive effort. The offense that Gilbert had there at the end of the quarter was off of Blue Jay turnovers and some shaky ball handling. Otherwise, when they're back in that 2-3 zone, there's been a couple of times where Gilbert's got those good ball reversals and some open shots, but not a whole lot going on inside for them. On the other hand, the Blue Jays similarly are getting their buckets primarily in transition and off of offensive rebounds. So really kind of the first team that can figure out the half-court offense a little bit, I think, is probably going to break through here. But a really nice start, 9-6 lead. If you had told Coach Anderson, hey, Gilbert's going to have 6 points after the first quarter, he would have probably signed up for that, Patrick.
Sure. Yeah, and I think those fouls are going to be something to keep an eye on if this is the pace they keep playing at.
Yeah.
There's some depth you use, but you can't keep that pace up if you start losing players.
Right. And it looks like Gilbert's played about 9 so far.
I think they've played 10, actually.
Have they? Okay.
Yeah. Henningsen with the ball. Schnormeyer over to Lynch. Schnormeyer for the 3, in and out. Chesney gets the rebound. Haynes looks to push ahead. Mia Bell has it. To Chesney, cross court to Tayana. Nice little entry pass to Chesney, who kicks it out to Green, just a little high and hot. Out of bounds.
Yep, good idea by Chesney. She just needs to slow herself down a little bit. There's no hurry to get that pass across there. She hadn't drawn a double team yet. Again, that just comes with more and more playing experience and just learning that patience. That's really hard for a post player.
Cruz with it out top. Cotman over to Lynch. Into Henningsen. Henningsen trying to go around. Steenhook loses it, but Gilbert's able to maintain the ball. Cotman for 3, and it's good.
Here comes that press. Now it looks more like a man pressure look.
Chesney Wasn't able to get that one through. Kottman stepped in front. Now Cruz for 3, and that's good.
Yep. And a quick timeout for Coach Anderson. That 3-point quarter lead disappeared in a hurry.
Yeah.
And again, I think they just deviated from their game plan in terms of how they want to break that pressure. And, you know, diagonal passing usually beats a zone press.
Yeah.
You know, passes laterally or straight down the floor are the ones that are kind of what are designed to be stolen in a press look, especially a zone press like this one. So throwing that diagonal pass, that's where, you know, you're going to be more successful. And again, you can't really play panicked. You got to stay poised against that pressure look. And Gilbert's going to come right back out with that here to start after the dead ball. Although right now it looks more like a man, person-to-person look. Yeah, they're not bringing over the point person to double the ball this time. They're just trying to keep the ball in front.
Got to go.
Yep, there's a 10-second count.
You might not need to panic, but you have to play with some pace to make sure you get it across.
Yeah, you have to play with purpose. You have to bring the ball up with purpose, but you can't panic.
And that's another 3 from Kottman.
Like we said, the first team to kind of figure out the three-point line.
Chesney just brings it across court.
Yep, that's not a bad play.
Fine, just get the ball across, and then you can go to your offense. And no love from Steenhook's shot, but Tejano comes in from behind, steals it, and doesn't get the roll either. Oh, geez. Henningsen back out to Kottman, now over to Lynch. Lynch for 3, and that's good. I don't know what coach said to them in that last timeout, what the Gilbert coach said, but it apparently was very effective.
No, it's 4 straight threes. And they've just made the game a helter-skelter approach for the Blue Jays. And they're just not playing with a lot of composure right now, trying to break that pressure.
Yeah, you gotta find something to break this momentum. Kottman for another 3. That one's deep. And Chesney gets the rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball. Peyton Myers going to check back in. Aubrey Haynes going to the bench. So it looks like both teams have their starters in right now.
Ooh, I think we got away with the travel.
I think so too, although it's been kind of a weird, not a whole lot of calls going on right now of any kind. Fouls, travels, which I'm okay with because sometimes I feel like the travels are maybe a little excessively called, especially if you watch higher level of basketball.
Or you
where they
could
can,
excessively call them.
Yeah. Cruz with the ball going around top, and Gilbert's going to call timeout. It's a full timeout. Well, as we go into this timeout, it's a good opportunity for us to thank Bird's Nest, our sponsor for this and all basketball broadcasts this year. Bird's Nest, a great community sponsor of Bondurant for our athletics, and just a great partner with the Bondurant community, employing a lot of our great students who are, learning how to become young professionals and make some money, and also helping keep our kids safe while being educational and supportive throughout the day and after school programming, and then in the summer when there's no school at all. So
yep, and really their sponsorship is a gift to our families, our grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins, parents who are traveling out of town. Gives them an opportunity to tune in on a Tuesday or a Friday night. Whatever night the wrestlers might be wrestling to watch their
Thursdays.
Watch their children, grandchildren, nephews and nieces compete on the hard court, compete on the mat, compete on the field. So again, thanks to the Bird's Nest for making that possible, and we just get to stand up here and talk, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Cruz inbounds to Lynch.
12-0 run by the Tigers right now.
And Rado gets it and has it knocked away by Keys into Steenhook's hands. And now Blue Jays push ahead. Green to Meyer. Meyer on baseline. Reverse layup way too high. Just need a little bit more control on both sides here. Rado, cross court, Kottman. Kottman looking to drive around Bell. Goes for the layup and gets it. Tough spot to be in there because you have to close out on her the way she's hit those last 2 threes, but didn't leave a lot of space in the middle then.
Yeah, and their ball reversals made that possible because it made it a long closeout for Mia.
Meyer for a deep 3, in and out, no good. Schnormeyer gets the rebound. Missed Kottman under the hoop, gets it to Rado. Rado passes it back out to Schnormeyer for 3, no good. Hannah Green gets the rebound.
Okay, maybe Gilbert's cooled off a little bit, but now we're going to need to find some offense.
Steenhook has it in the paint. Right hand shot up, no good.
Good look. That's a good look. That's a good attempt. Solid entry pass. Good move by Chesney. Just couldn't get the finish.
It's actually kind of rare, it seems like, where she does that drive and isn't fouled. You know, you're almost expecting to get fouled and trying to finish through the contact, and when there's no contact, it just kind of throws you off. Lynch shot up, no good. They're going to get Peyton on the foul.
And to your point, that looked like the similar type of contact right there, just a defender contesting a layup. But, again, the officials are 5 feet away, and I'm 55 feet away.
And Lynch's first free throw is good. Aubrey Haynes coming in. Hannah Green going to the bench for the Blue Jays. Cruz and Schnormeyer to the bench for the Tigers. Kottman and Patel in for the for the Tigers, along with Henningsen and Lynch and Rado, and now Carolyn Miller checks in for the Blue Jays.
3 really good ball handlers, so the press should be a little bit easier to break.
Rado's able to come away with the rebound. Cross court, Henningsen for 3, off and no good, and Steenhook chases down the rebound.
Good box out.
Meyer on the backdoor cut, throws it out to Keys. Back to Meyer in the corner. Now into Miller. Miller loses it on the way up, gets her own rebound, and puts it in. I don't think that was technically a rebound because it wasn't a shot, but
kind of a loose ball grab, but
gathered the steal attempt. How about that? Patel drives, kick out, Kottman.
And it broke the ice after a long drought.
Right. Henningsen's shot is short, rebound Peyton Meyer.
Okay, got to put back-to-back possessions together here.
Keys into Miller. Miller double teamed cross court to Chesney. Chesney puts it in. That was great interior play.
Yeah, and Chesney did a nice job to move to the open spot. You know, at first I was going to say that's not good spacing between the two because it wasn't, and they haven't had good spacing as the Tigers missed a bucket there. But that way Chesney got much better spacing, and it created a good passing lane for Carolyn to find her. And meanwhile, a nice drive on this end by Tiana.
That's going to be a foul on Abby Patel, her first.
Going to call it on the floor, and that's just Gilbert's first foul of the quarter after they opened the first quarter with 5 fouls. So they've done a better job of staying out of foul trouble.
Abby Neville in for Tiana. Pass into Aubrey Haynes, and they're going to get another foul on Sydney Lynch there. And that's a call that we really haven't seen called too much so far this game, as Lynch has been right up on Aubrey every time she gets the ball.
Yeah,
but just a little more of a reach that time.
I do remember Lynch, you know, she does really get into your space defensively, and I remember her doing that even with Mia Miller last year in this particular game. I have some flashbacks every once in a while. Good and bad, but she really does a good job defensively of forcing the issue.
Aubrey misses the second. Carolyn Miller gets the rebound, put back, and they're going to call that foul on Chesney.
Yep, just got up over the back a little bit.
It's tough when you're just taller than somebody and you can see right over them.
But a little 5-0 run has given the Blue Jays, got them back into the game, back to a 7-point deficit. They were down 12 there a little bit ago. If they can kind of keep it here or close the gap even a little bit more, they're right there for the second half.
Tigers coach just called to play Iowa. If you've been watching Iowa the last couple days for the guys, that means a missed three-pointer. So we'll see if that's what play he called.
Well, it looked like the old reverse action flex cut, which was a Dr. Tom Davis thing. So if this coach is from my era, he may be calling that Iowa because of the Tom Davis flex cut.
Johnson drives, kick out Kottman. Kottman now drives, finds a lane. Looked like there might have been some contact, but not the type of contact that's been called a foul today. Steenhook with it. Interior pass to Green. Green
Nice.
puts the layup in.
Really nice pass, great finish. And Hannah's first bucket of the game.
Lynch to Cruz. Now Kottman for a long three, in and out. Carolyn Miller with another rebound, and good job clearing that ball. Abby Neville entry pass to Miller. Miller out to Steenhook. Steenhook is fouled on the shot.
And that, with all due respect to Ava Johnson, is just a terrible foul. It's just a terrible foul. And if it was a Blue Jay fouling that way, 18 feet from the basket, I'd say the same thing. But good for the Blue Jays.
Chesney's first shot is up and good.
Good looking, sure free throw stroke there.
And Chesney hits them both, able to convert.
Little 10-0 run for the Blue Jays.
Call it a layup.
Little 10-0 run here.
Sydney Lynch bringing it up court now. Over to Johnson. Cruz at the top for three, off the front, no good, and Hannah Green's able to chase it down. Still about a 9-second difference between play clock and shot clock.
Can't play for one yet. There's that defense. That's just pesky.
Haynes' step back two is
Wow.
good.
Whoa.
That's something we haven't seen much from her, and that's
point.
a game changer if she can be there.
Yep. We got a 1-point ball game.
We do, and Tigers are going to hold for the final shot. I'm going to guess they try to get Kottman open for another three because she's had a pretty nice look from there so far. But Lynch is going to kick out to Ava Johnson the other way, and Johnson's shot is off, no good. Hannah Green has it, 2 seconds, and not going to get the shot off.
Good choice.
But that's going to bring us to halftime. Blue Jays trailing 20-21. So after a really kind of a scary run there for a bit, the Blue Jays are able to recover and make this a 1-point game as we go into halftime.
Well, it was 9-6 at the end of the quarter, and Gilbert went on a 15-0 run to start the second quarter to go up 21-9, and then the Blue Jays ended the quarter on an 11-0 run. So it's been kind of a game of streaks and runs, and we'll see what team can settle into what they want to do the most. Blue Jays did a really nice job getting some points in the paint, getting to the free throw line there in that run there towards the end of the second quarter that got them back to within a 1-point deficit. Anybody's ball game, Patrick.
There you go. Well, we'll step away for about 9 minutes, and we'll see you after halftime. welcome back to the second half of girls varsity action between the Gilbert Tigers and the Bondurant Farrar Bluejays. Finishing the first half, Tigers with the 21-20 lead. Leading scorer for the Tigers in the first half, Mia Kottman, 8 points with 2 threes. Ella Henningsen with 6 points, Sydney Lynch with 4, and Rainey Cruz with 3. For the Blue Jays, Carolyn Miller, your leading scorer, with 6. Chesney Steenhook and Tayana Keys both with 4. Aubrey Haynes with 3. Hannah Green with 2. And Peyton Meyer with 1. And I kind of try to keep track of rebounds while I go, and I've got noted that Carolyn has 9 rebounds in the first half.
That's entirely possible, and she might have about 7 or 8 on the offensive end.
Tigers get the ball coming out of halftime. Henningsen with it. Over to Cruz, Lynch. Same starters on the court for both teams.
Want to keep Kottman from getting a clean look out there.
And then Cruz has an open one, but not able to get it to drop, and we're going to get a jump ball between Green and Cruz. So that'll be a Blue Jay ball.
And here comes the press. Will it be a player-to-player press or a zone press? Player-to-player.
Meyer switches back to the open side of the court. Still double-teamed. Into Steenhook. Steenhook,
nice.
Turn
nice
around,
move.
gets the roll. That's a good start for Chesney.
Really strong move. Good patience, good purpose taking the ball to the basket. Did a good job with her left shoulder to get into that shot.
Lynch with the ball over to Kottman. Schnormeyer has it knocked away from Tayana Keys. Tayana then takes away from Henningsen, turns around, gets the layup to go.
Yep. And the run continues now at 13.
Schnormeyer tried to get the ball to go. Gets the rebound back as Chesney wasn't quite able to control the ball. Might have got away with the travel there in the corner. And now Schnormeyer's open under the hoop and gets the lay-in.
Not quite sure how she got so
Yeah,
open
just
there.
a little slow on the rotation, and I think everybody ended up a little bit out of position, and nobody got back to where they wanted to be. Timeout. Nope.
I think Coach Anderson was thinking about it, calling for it.
Chesney gets the block. In that short time, 4 different players ended up on the floor. Meyer gets it over to Tayana. Into Steenhook. Steenhook gets the ball up, is fouled on the way across, and way to get the ball out quick so that she gets the free throws.
Nice little set play, a little pin down for Chesney to get a shot right there at the basket. Good delivery of the basketball. A couple of free throws.
Kottman's first foul. Chesney at the line, hits again. Is that her 3rd free throw?
3 for 3 on the night.
And hits the 4th.
Perfect. Back up by 3.
Lynch bringing it up court. Over to Kottman. Who tries going cross court to Henningsen. Henningsen's able to save it. Hands off to Schnormeyer. Schnormeyer with the scoop. No good. Into the hands of Peyton Meyer. Meyer ahead to Tayana. Tayana going to try and drive around Kottman, and she's going to get a blocking foul.
Yes,
all right.
thank you.
He was a little slow on the call. I wasn't sure if he was giving it there or not.
Sometimes I think officials like the theatrics of calling that charge, pumping the fist the other direction, and that was really a good call. Tayana had the Gilbert Tiger at a disadvantage, and she did use a little shoulder to get herself freed for that shot, but she had the advantage, and it was not a charge.
Well, and the benefit of the doubt on that, the official gets that extra second then to kind of assess the situation. Did she move her feet or was she actually set? And by slowing that call down, he does give himself a chance to make the more informed call instead of the gut reaction.
Yeah.
But
Gilbert once up by 21-9.
Henningsen uses the cut around the screen and gets a wide open layup. And a little pressure, but Blue Jays are able to break it. Keys into Steenhook. Steenhook, right foot up. No, or is good, actually. All right.
Chesney's asserting herself here into double figures now. The Blue Jays have, while we weren't paying any attention, have switched over to a man-to-man.
Tiana ahead to Meyer. Meyer.
That's a, if we had the flop, that would have been a flop.
Meyer for three. In and out, no good. And Chesney's going to get called for the offensive foul while boxing out. And
Chesney says, hey, look, I've checked horses harder than that right there. That was not
I'm pretty sure all Chesney said was weight room.
Yeah.
Cruz with it. Over to Lynch. Cotman gets open for a three. Green with a good closeout.
Good cover. Good help out.
Cotman drives. And Tiana's going to get fouled.
Yep, just reached her hands in there.
Not positive, but you might have been able to get Mia with the foul earlier. And so they've been kind of letting a lot of contact go on both sides.
Yeah, good change of pace for Coach Anderson and staff, switching to the player-for-player defense out of the zone. Gilbert got very, very hot there in the second quarter from three-point land, and maybe giving them a little different look. They might come back to the zone possibly in the fourth quarter. But for right now, it's working. They've regained the lead, up 4 now.
Cotman hits the first, checking in for the Blue Jays, Abby Neville, Aubrey Haynes, and Carolyn Miller.
Yeah, good rest for Chesney after a fast start. Let Carolyn get in there and let her go to work on the boards a little bit.
Cotman hits both free throws.
Here comes that press. Going to have to take care of it.
And Haynes gets it across to Neville.
Little diagonal pass there. I like that.
Go across.
She's got to go.
You gotta like that defense though from Lynch, as she's like, no, she knew they were getting close to that 10-second count, so she just tried to beat her to the point and trying to slow her down. But
she's aggressive. Haynes
was able to get across in time, and now Meyer drives the hoop and is fouled on the way up. We'll see which player they call it on. It's going to be on
Cruz.
Lynch.
No, it's on Lynch. Okay.
That's her second.
Yeah, I wish it was her third. I wish it was her fourth or fifth.
Sorry, wrong line.
She's disruptive.
Meyer hits the first.
And Peyton did get bailed out a little bit there. I'm not sure she can get to the basket and finish. So getting fouled there and getting to the line is giving her team a chance to build on their lead.
Rado and Johnson checking in for the Tigers. Meyer hits them both. Tiana Keys checking in for the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays are 6 for 6 to start the second half from the free throw line, making the most of those opportunities.
That certainly helps, doesn't it? Lynch looking to use a double screen and actually goes the opposite way. Right-hand scoop layup is good. Meyer goes right through the defense and has it knocked away from behind by Lynch. Blue Jay ball. Meyer just like a tailback right through the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Neville goes and gets the inbound. Cotman's able to steal it. Misses the shot, but it's fouled on the way up. Give me on Peyton. Her second. First? Thought she had one in the first half.
She usually does.
Well, I'm off on somebody. Cotman hits. 1 for 2 on that trip. Haynes out of the double team over to Tiana.
Good handle.
He takes it back at the top. Over to Neville. Neville for 3.
Get in there.
Off the front, no good. Chased down by Cotman. Johnson with it. Back out to Lynch. Lynch at the top for three. Off the front, no good. And Haynes gets the rebound. Slows it down. Feeds Tayana out to the hoop. Right hand in.
Nice look. Eyes are up. Aubrey does such a nice job of keeping her eyes up. You know, delivers the pass for the layup.
Entry pass to Rado. Back out to Johnson now. Kottman for three. Off to no good. Rebound Neville. Meyer with it. Cross court Tayana. Tayana for a long two. In and out.
In and out is right.
Rebound Johnson.
Good ball movement though.
Yep. Johnson over into the corner to Pink. Now Lynch cutting to the hoop.
Stay down in your stance, Peyton.
Kottman drives.
Oh, and another bailout.
So they're going to call Carolyn on that foul. Her first foul of the game.
Carolyn kind of looked at the official like.
I think she thought she was pretty stationary.
I'm not sure what you saw there. Trip.
Kottman making a living at the free throw line right now.
4 for 5 in this half. Building on her game-leading 12 points right now.
Henningsen and Patel in. Rado and Lynch out for the Tigers. Neville and Miller out for the Blue Jays. Steenhook and Green back in. Kottman off the front of the rim. No good. Steenhook tips it to herself. And Kottman dribbles it out of bounds as she tries to make the steal. And now Kottman checks out, and Schnormeyer comes back in. Haynes with the pull-up two, no good. Steenhook gets the rebound in a lot of traffic and goes down. They're going to get a jump ball. One
aggressive,
thing that
strong play from Chesney there, just dribbled into a little bit of traffic.
One thing that doesn't always benefit Chesney is she is so strong that I don't think they look like when somebody fouls her, it doesn't always move her at all, and it's less likely to get a call if it doesn't look like it impacted you.
Not uncommon. That was a moving screen that didn't get called right there.
Schnormeyer gets the layup, and then the Tigers take timeout.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And then conversely, Peyton Meyer gets rubbed off on a moving screen there that didn't get called. And a quick 2 points for Gilbert. So, but the game has not been called closely. So,
right. And closely,
it's all relative.
Not unbalanced, just closely as in like they're letting a lot of contact, a lot of action go.
Yep.
And, I mean, there just hasn't been that many fouls considering maybe how we've seen games called all season, which may sound like criticism. It's not really a criticism. It's just commentary because I don't want every hand check called either. I mean, there's a balance in there somewhere, and that's fine.
And as a player, you have to play through some of that.
Sure. Haynes gets it back to Tayana quick, and Patel's able to reach in and take that thing away. And Pink is going to get fouled and go to the line for two. Foul is going to be on Haynes. Her first foul. Gets the roll on the free throw for Pink.
Gilbert 5 for 7 in the half from the free throw line, so they're now kind of starting to make a living at the line. 6 for 8.
Second one good as well. And she's rewarded with a trip to the bench.
Gilbert's reclaimed the lead, so
Rainey Cruz checking in for the Tigers.
It's not going to surprise me to see Coach Anderson come back to that zone defense in the fourth quarter. Maybe not right away.
Got to get across. Got to get across. There you go. All right. Haynes out to Bell at the top. Now Meyer. Meyer double teamed, finds Green. Green into Sean Hook.
Great
Chesney gets up
pass.
and no good. Gets her own rebound,
Great
put back,
pass.
and the foul.
Great shot, great putback. Really good offensive possession there. And Aubrey Haynes dealing with a lot of pressure there in the backcourt. Did a good job keeping her composure, getting the ball across the half court. Into the hands of Hannah Green. Great pass into Chesney.
Yep.
Great second attempt. In an and one.
9 points in the half, 13 in the game for Chesney. Patel brings it up court. Technically, you could call a carry on every one of those dribbles. Henningsen back out to Cruz. Cruz for three off the rim, no good. And Meyer gets the rebound as Chesney boxes everybody out for her. Sean Hook out to Meyer. Meyer passes up the three, drives baseline, gets it out to Green. Patel got a finger on it, but Haynes, floater, no good.
I like the shot. I like the shot.
Yeah, she saw a lane. It was a good choice.
No shot clock.
Schnormeyer out to Patel.
Get a hand up. Gilbert's
like,
going to play for one, it
yeah.
would appear. There's that high ball screen.
Patel drives.
Don't
Kick
foul.
back out to Cruz.
Don't foul.
Henningsen for three. Off the rim, no good.
Okay.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Blue Jays with a 37-35 lead.
Yeah, we saw some good offense out of both teams there in that quarter. A 17-14 advantage for the Blue Jays in that quarter to turn a 1-point deficit into a 2-point lead. A little bit of a different look with the man-to-man. I think it did create one challenge, a little more fouling. Gilbert went to the line 8 times in that quarter. They were 6 of 8. So they got some of their points there, but they didn't get any points from the three-point line, which is what was so devastating to start that second quarter when the Blue Jays kind of fell asleep in that zone a little bit, and that kind of necessitated that defensive change. But the Blue Jays have done a really good job with their half-court offense, a little bit greater effort to get the ball into Chesney, and she's really doing something with the ball now, and she gets it in there, playing with purpose and focus, getting herself to the free throw line. She's a perfect 5 for 5 from the line tonight. And she's leading the Blue Jays right now with 13 points. And it looks like Kautman also has 13 for Gilbert.
So first game in 2 weeks. How many practices do you think they probably had in between that?
4 or 5. One of those might have been a scrimmage.
Is that where you kind of expect to see one of your biggest adjustments? Like, if you're seeing anything in the first half, not first half, but first few weeks of the season, you got 4 or 5 straight days of practice where and not just that, but your coach has a week to kind of think about what they want to change up. Do you see more changes during that Christmas break time?
Well,
not really.
I think you're working on your conditioning, number one. Number two, you're pinpointing the 2 or 3 things that maybe you were weakest at. And right there, Gilbert just switched into a zone defense and gave the Blue Jays some trouble.
Schnormeyer layup is good. And now you're going to see a press again.
Yeah, they're gonna really slap it on here. There's that diagonal pass. I like that.
Especially when you lead Mia across court because she can get there.
She'll go get it. Looks like her soccer exploits there. She'll run it down.
Just got to remember not to try and kick it in. Chesney goes around the defender. Shots up, no good, but Henningsen draws the foul. Everybody on the court for the Tigers has 2 fouls, huh?
All right, Chesney. That's her first and last miss of the night.
Tiana's going to check in for Mia Bell.
There she got it.
Hits the second. Yep.
We're going to see Jersey here. And back to the zone. Kind of thought we might see that.
Schnormeyer out to Lynch at the top. Kottman in the corner, tried to feed it inside, but Chesney read it perfectly and stepped in front of it. Hannah Green brings it up court. Steenhook with it, drives.
Yeah!
A little short on the shot, but draws the foul.
Just the body language that Chesney has right now, it's confident.
Yeah.
You know, it's positive, it's confident. She's playing with a purpose right now, and you know, it's fun to see.
Free throw up and good. And Chesney hits that one again.
And I would say that would be the other thing that you work at over break is some individual player development and just reminding players what they're good at and what they should be doing in games. And it looks like Chesney did some work over the break on some of her things that she does in the post.
And apparently some free throw work as well.
Yeah.
Not that she was a bad free throw shooter before. She's just been very effective tonight at it.
Yep. And right now you just want to run the Tigers off that three-point line. You can live with that a little bit. You do want to keep them out of that press. And right now it's just a one pass and then they're back into their zone.
And Blue Jays got lucky there as the tip away got back into Blue Jays' hands. Green for three,
Kaboom!
And it's good. A little Gary Ryman action over here.
And really a fortunate thing because I think that pass was intended for Chesney, but it was a perfect pass to Hannah for a three. And she's such a good shooter when she's squared up and has space.
Schnormeyer in the paint, kicks it back out, but has it taken away by Aubrey Haynes. Aubrey has it taken away by Schnormeyer. Now she's going in for the layup and gets it.
Big turn of events there. Schnormeyer scoreless in the first half. She's got 8 now.
Yep. Tayana with it. Back out to Meyer. Back over to Tayana in the corner.
They still need to let Chesney get some touches in the lane.
She feeds Tayana. Tayana goes around and puts it up quickly. Nice refill there by Tayana as Chesney came out top. Long three off the rim, no good.
Yes.
Hannah Green with the rebound.
Yes. You want those early long threes, and you like them, especially when they miss them.
Meyer for a long two, no good. Schnormeyer with the rebound.
That shot might have been a little quicker than Coach Anderson wanted, especially with the 4-point lead.
Yeah.
You're kind of getting late in the game. Work that clock a little bit.
Unless you make it, and then you feel great about that shot because she was open.
That's one of those no, yes deals.
And Schnormeyer's going to get fouled by Tayana on the way to the hoop.
Yeah, and Schnormeyer right now is, like Chesney, Steenhook, just looking really confident and playing with a lot of purpose.
Oh, that was on Chesney. I thought that would have had to been on Tayana. Okay, interesting. Tayana clearly thought it was on her as she gave the hands up like, what did you just call on me? But so for the Blue Jays, Mia Bell back in, Abby Neville back in, Haynes and Meyer to the bench.
Yeah, I think Coach Anderson's given his ball handlers a quick minute of breath here before they got to get into the home stretch.
A little conversation with some of the players from the official. I'm not sure what that was about, but Schnormeyer hits the first. Or was that the second? Did I miss one?
She made both.
Oh, okay.
And no pressure. Look, now they're just going to stack back in that zone. It kind of looks like a 1-3-1 look. Really extending their high post out high.
Neville for three. Off the front, no good. Rebound Johnson.
Abby's a good shooter. That's not a bad shot. Just needs to shoot that with confidence.
Rado put herself in a tough position. I don't know if that was tipped or not.
Yeah,
okay.
I think Mia just ticked it with
But that
her,
shouldn't reset the shot clock, so only 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Right.
we don't get to talk about it all that much, which is exciting because we don't want to have to talk about the shot clock being an issue.
You don't want to bail them out with a 3 here at the end of the clock. We're going to run a double high screen there.
Good job getting around by Tiana. Cruz for 3. Off, no good. Rebound, Abby.
Big rebound for Abby.
Tiana went up court and had it passed behind her. Steenhook tips it away. Rado for 3. Off the rim, no good. And Carolyn Miller's going to get that rebound, and
Carolyn was not going to be denied. And I think Coach Anderson may have called timeout before the foul was called. Officials are going to discuss it. It's either going to be Blue Jay ball after the timeout or after a foul. And they're going to give the timeout to Coach Anderson.
Which, sure.
And Coach Anderson, the sportsman that he is, kind of taps himself on the chest like, yes, I called that before the foul. He's a fine, upstanding citizen.
Man,
this is an exciting game.
Got to say all these nice things about Ben now? Jeez.
I have to say nice things about him on the air.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Good game. 2 teams coming out of break. Very competitive. The other thing I'll say about this game being played on January 3rd is, for both these schools, this is their first day of school.
Sure.
After break as well. Right. So
definitely impact.
Yeah, just getting back into your routines and your habits. Again, you hope your players don't sit around, take naps, eat Cheetos and Snicker bars the whole break. But that does happen.
Then there's a good chance they haven't been getting up at 6:30 or 7 every day all break long, and today they had.
And you know why? Because they're teenagers. That's why. I like to sleep in sometimes, Patrick. I don't know about you.
Not very often.
Let's see if there's a 1 pass and they're out of the press. No, they're going to stay in it, and it's a little bit of a different look now. It's a 2-2-1. It's more of a 3-quarter court trap, and now they're going to drop back into their zone from that.
3 minutes off in the game. Steenhook's able to rip that ball away. Got to be a little safer with these passes, though, as based off the spot we're in. Miller has it under the hoop, goes up, and gets the bucket, and should have been a foul.
Carolyn going through traffic. That's a big bucket right there, and that's her first of the second half. Couldn't have come at a better time. Just under 3 to play now.
Peyton knocks that one away. Although, really, Carolyn hasn't played all that much in the second half. Chesney's been in a lot and has been playing really well. And the pace of the second half has been a little different in that they've been calling a lot more fouls, and so we've seen more stops and we've seen more, breaks for free throws, which, does give you a little break as Peyton shows off her soccer skills. It's not quite soccer season yet, Peyton, but
a little homage to Pele there.
Ready.
Is it homage or homage?
I don't know. I always thought it was Pele, but then when he died, they kept saying Pele.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Peyton rips it away, goes up for her layup, no good, and Mia goes high off the glass.
High off the glasses, right. Holy cow. I wasn't sure that thing was ever going to come down.
Almost went off the shot clock. Henningsen steps through. Probably got a little hand check there too. So we're going back to the less calls, and Tiana comes away with it.
Patience. Come to the ball. Come to the ball. There you go.
Now you'd be okay using up some of this clock before you do it.
The best shot you can get, or a shot clock violation. You'll even take that. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think there was any intentional moving screen there. I think it was just bad spacing that led to an offensive foul.
And really, we've had a couple ones like that where players are just kind of going all out, a little out of control maybe, and making contact. And I feel like that's the first one of those they've called. Kind of a key spot. But
right now you just want to run Gilbert off the three-point line. Don't give up the 3. Don't foul. If they get an easy 2, you can live with that. And you don't want that either because you're putting them on the free throw line and the clock's not going to not going to run.
I get why Tayana's being aggressive there, though. It's worked out for her 2 or 3 times where she's been able to knock the ball away and get there. Situationally, it might not have been the play you wanted, but sometimes it's hard to stop a ball player from wanting to play ball, too.
Yeah.
Miller checks out, Hannah Green in,
Yep.
Mia Bell out, Aubrey Haynes in.
Coach Anderson has the ball handlers he wants on the court right now. 1 in the bonus.
Lynch shot up is good.
So this is a big free throw because if she makes it, obviously they get into their press, and that has been just problematic tonight. If she misses it, and she doesn't.
She doesn't. But the Tigers are going to call a timeout. It'll be a full timeout with a minute 31.
So you wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to play their man-to-man press? Are they going to play their odd front full court press with passing the trapping the first pass? Are they going to stay in that 3-quarter 2-2-1 look, dropping back into a 2-3?
It feels like they've had the most success trapping that press. Trapping that first pass.
Early in the game, and when they made their run with the threes there at the start of the second quarter, that was effective for them. But the thing is, all those different looks is making Coach Anderson right now go through several different scenarios, with the one key being, hey, we've got timeouts. If you get into trouble, if you get trapped, take a timeout. If your teammate's in trouble, come to the ball, help them out. And then get the ball across the half court, and then let's work for the best shot that we can get in our 35 seconds. So what do we got? Just about a minute and a half left?
Minute 31,
minute 31, okay. That's the one thing I don't like about our scoreboard showing.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can program that so you can see that on the shot clock, but not. Thank you. You pointed it out to me.
Bluejay Digital, though, does have the actual
little
time
iPad
clock
there.
on there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Patrick.
Quality work there by our Bluejay Digital team. A little quick on the pass.
Yeah. There's that steal.
And Tigers swing it all the way around to Lynch. Lynch gets the layup attempt up and no good. Probably got away with being fouled there, too.
A lot of contact, but there's been that contact both ways.
Keys has it now. Meyer, 28 seconds into Steenhook. Steenhook looks to back down, gets the bucket.
That's a give me the ball, and I'm going to the hoop. And that is a great play late in the game. We're just at a minute now.
Schnormeyer baseline, no good. Tayana gets the rebound, and she's going to try and slow it down just a little bit.
Yep. Just want to be strong
Under
with
a
the
minute
ball.
now.
Just want to be strong with the ball. Let them come foul you. There you go. Still 1-1 for the Blue Jays, but Tayana's going to have a chance to stretch this thing out to a 3-possession game if she can just hit the first one.
Henningsen in and Patel out for the Tigers. Tayana to the line for a 1-and-1.
Yep, Coach Anderson giving Peyton Meyer some instructions for the defensive end. Big front end.
And she hits it.
Got it.
Just drifting through the net like a calm breeze.
Yep. Now, 3-possession game, but you'd sure like to extend it as much as you can, with especially as good as their pressure is. Confident.
And she hits them
confident.
Both. 10 points in the half, 14 on the game for Tayana. Lynch brings it up court, and Tayana almost stepped away in front of that one. Kottman gets it back, layup, no good. Green gets the rebound.
Yep, another foul.
Haynes is fouled.
I like the way things are trending right now. Coach Anderson scolding Tayana a little bit. She kind of went for the steal instead of playing it straight up defensively. You know, that's a feast or famine, risk-reward kind of play.
You say scolding, but he's also laughing at it because, you know, he'd have done the same thing if he was as fast as Tayana was.
Yep.
Haynes hits.
Look at the free throw shooting. My goodness.
Like, both teams have really been just great free throw shooting night. And we didn't jinx her that time, so good job out of us.
Fantastic. 10-point lead, 35 seconds. Just avoid the easy threes and the taking care of the ball. That's all you have to do right now.
Schnormeyer looks to go baseline, cross court. Lynch for 3, off, no good.
Don't foul.
Schnormeyer gets the rebound. No good. Chesney gets that rebound.
It's not a hot potato, girls. Let them foul you.
Cruz. No good. And Schnormeyer gets the rebound.
Going to call a foul or a jump?
Unclear. I think he's calling the foul now. Whew. I mean, realistically, if you're the coach, you'd have been fine with it, holding on to the ball for a 10-second violation because that was half the time. But
okay. 10-point lead, 10 seconds.
I don't think that's manageable. But
looks like the Gilbert coach is going to go to his bench here.
So let's see. We got Ava Henningsen coming in. We got Anna Saltzman, Julian Lundvall, and Grace Berge in for the Tigers. And for the Blue Jays, you got Tessa Sutherland, Abby Neville, Grace Bergeson, Carolyn Miller, and Mia Bell coming in. And, Ava Henningsen is going to check in for Schnormeyer after the free throw. Apparently we're going to discuss something at the scorer's table. Abby Patel also on the court for the Tigers. I can't imagine this break is necessary.
Thinking they're making sure.
Why would you? Was there a technical? No, 1-and-1. Why are you clearing everybody off the line if it's a 1-and-1? Who? Okay.
Something to do with substitution and somebody not being beckoned into the game would be my guess.
Okay. So Schnormeyer hits the first of the technical foul.
I think that was
the second.
That was the bonus. Now she's got the technicals. So this is an interesting.
Well, no, that had to be the technicals. That's why they sent him off the line, right?
They showed 1-and-1 first, and now we have the 2-shot technical.
Oh.
And he's going to point to.
He seems to be calling it the opposite way. He's telling them to go ahead and. Oh, no, the other person.
The 1-and-1 comes first, and now these are the 2 technicals.
So, saying Julian Lundville's coming to the line for 2 shots. Off the front, no good. Maybe we can try and get an explanation of what that technical foul was.
Yeah, I think it was
games,
some type of substitution foul.
Lundvall hits the second one. And now Ava Henningsen comes in.
Gilbert will have the ball and a chance to cut this to 4 points quick.
Patel has it. Looks to use the screen. She traveled.
Yep. Whew, that could have kind of been a disaster there.
Yeah. Well, but neither coach went ahead and changed who they had on the court.
Yep.
So I mean, they didn't really see it.
And he didn't bring his starters back in.
Yep.
Try to embarrass anybody.
So
and that's how it's going to end.
Win 55-48 in a pretty solid all-around game.
20 of 24 from the free throw line for the Blue Jays. 18 of 22 for Gilbert. And really, where the game was a difference was in the paint, because Gilbert had their three-point kind of mini explosion there at the start of the second quarter. Never really found the three-point line again after that. That's where they kind of built that lead. They went on a 15-0 run to go to 21-8. But after that, it was kind of all Blue Jays.
Yeah.
It was close, kind of that middle of the third, middle of the fourth quarter, but pulled away. And I'm going to go out on a limb. I've got 2 candidates for player of the game.
I mean, I would say you have 3 candidates for players of the game.
Okay.
So if I'm going to go stat-wise, I show Chesney Steenhoek was leading scorer, 18 and 8.
Yep.
Tiana Keys was 18 points, 8 rebounds for Chesney.
Yep.
Tiana had 14 points and 3 rebounds. And Carolyn Miller had 8 points and 10 rebounds. And anytime you approach that double-double range, I think there's something to be talked about.
Yeah.
Obviously, a little bit overshadowed by the 18 and 14, but I feel like somebody kind of took over in that second half. Is that where you're looking at going?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And look, Tayana was fantastic tonight, and she was steady throughout. She probably had several assists. That's another stat we don't even try to keep. And Carolyn kind of kept us in the game there in the first half when we got into some serious danger of getting, blown out of the barn. Chesney was fantastic tonight. I mean, she was aggressive. She played with a purpose. She had that look on her face. Great body language. To me, as good an all-around effort as it was from the team, she stood out for me, and she's our Bird's Nest player of the game.
And not Bird's Nest, Vision Bank player of the game.
Well, Bird's Nest sponsors us in order that Vision Bank can be our player of the game sponsor,
the Vision Bank player of the game.
Thank you, Patrick.
Vision Bank, see what we can do for you. It's going to be Chesney Steenhook, 18 points.
I'm going to take my shoe off and stick it in my mouth real quick.
And what did she end up down free throw line down the stretch?
8 for 9.
8 for 9.
That much I do know.
Like that's a ridiculous stat line from any player, but from a post player specifically, most people would just beg to have a post player that shoots 88% from the free throw line, and that's how you win games, is sending somebody to the line and converting.
And look, you're going to have the highs and lows of a season, and Gilbert's not the best team that our girls are going to play.
Although they are ranked number 12.
There are a lot of really good teams in our conference, and you're going to have your nights where you struggle. Chesney probably did not have the December that she hoped to coming out of the gates. She drew a lot of attention, double teams, things she's never seen before. And for her to come out of the break with an 18 and 9, 18 and 10, 8 for 9 from the line, and just looking strong, playing with a purpose, really proud of her, and I know her coaching staff will be as well.
All right, so that brings us to the end of the girls varsity action. We have about 12 minutes before the boys varsity action. We'll step away, and we'll be back ready for another game. Go Blue Jays. Welcome back, Blue Jay fans, to the nightcap of the doubleheader here in Bondurant, as the Gilbert Tigers boys will be taking on the Bondurant Ferrara Blue Jays. If you're just tuning in, you missed a Blue Jay victory in the earlier game, 55-48 for the girls' action. Blue Jays came out. Chesney Steenhook led the team to a Blue Jay victory, and now we look into starting this boys' game. Starting lineup for the Tigers. Starting two freshmen, a sophomore, and two seniors. Number 0, William Taronis. Number 1, Preston Stensland. Number 10, Connor Rash. Number 22, Alex Ruba. And number 50, Isaac Wilcox. For your Blue Jays, our starters have been the same basically all year. Reed Falsgraf, Jr., number 3. Colby Collison, Sr., number 4. Jackson Freed, Sr., number 10. Everett White, Sr., number 15, and Cole Miller, sophomore, number 25. Blue Jays finished off the 2022 season with a victory up at Carroll. Everett White led the team that night with 24 points. Collison also put in 17, Falsgraf with 11. So we'll see what type of action we get, as the Blue Jays have kind of shown that on any given night, anybody might be the guy trying to score 20. Blue Jays are led in scoring by Colby Collison, averaging 18.6. We kind of made the comment before, it just seems like he wakes up with 18 points, and it's pretty consistent that way. Jackson Freed next with 16.1. Reed Falsgraf with 12. Everett White with 10. Leading for the Tigers, Alex Ruba averaging 10 points a game. Owen Kottman, 10 points a game. Preston Stensland, 5.9 points a game. And William Taronis, 5 points a game.
And you don't want to get into too much hyperbole here when you look at the two teams' records to say this game's going to be a lot closer than expected. But Gilbert really played well at the end of December, right before the break. They're a young team. They start 2 freshmen and a sophomores. But I'm telling you, one of their freshmen is William Taronis. I believe, I don't know for sure that he is the son of Coach B.J. Taronis, but I'm guessing he is. And as a young coach, coaching at Northeast Hamilton in the early 90s, I coached against B.J. Taronis. And if young William is anything like the player his dad was, he's going to be pretty good player before it's all said and done. B.J. Taronis played at Gilbert High School, their head coach. Went on to play at the University of Iowa under Dr. Tom Davis. He was a Gray Squad member, kind of their elevated walk-ons that got some game-time action. There was some periods of time where he saw quite a bit of action as a Gray Squad guy. And they're coming out in a most defensive-looking tip right off the start.
Yeah.
They're not going to give up at a quick, easy dunk to Reed Falsgraf off the tip.
And outside of Taronis, the Tigers have a pretty tall lineup out there. Everybody else over 6 foot, trying to match up with the Blue Jays. Freed tips it, but has Wilcox get the opening tip off the second bounce into Taronis' hands. Back to Taronis now, Stensland. Rash with it. Wilcox, Everett White on him. Turn around, no good. Everett's able to get the rebound. Falsgraf into Collison. Collison spin move up, no good. Loose ball. And timeout, Tigers, as Connor Rash went down to get that rebound.
Yeah, that's a interesting place to take a timeout. And you're saving a possession.
Yep.
You're not giving the alternate possession, which it was going to be Blue Jay basketball, had you not. But 35 seconds into the game, and you're taking a timeout. And you're a decided underdog. You might need that timeout later.
So alternative thought is
value every possession.
Well, you need to try to get out to a good start, right? Because if you get behind early, it might be one of those things that kind of just steamrolls out. As Falsgraf almost got that pass. Wilcox gets the shot up, blocked by Colby Collison. Cole Miller now with the ball. Miller gets it over to Collison. Collison looking to use a freed screen. Spin into the middle. Everett White for a long 2 off the front. No good. Stensland gets the rebound.
Everett looking to continue that hot shooting he had against Carroll their last game before break. He was really something else.
Ruba goes up with it. No good. Falsgraf with the rebound this time.
See if somebody can break the ice here.
Miller drives, step back. Falsgraf from the free throw line off the front. No good. Miller tips it, keeps it alive. Perfect pass over to White for 2.
Great vision by Miller.
And just a good hustle play on top of it. As White gets a tip on that one, Falsgraf now with it. Gets it to Miller backside, who wanted to try to do a reverse layup, but his own teammate was in his way. Stensland ends up with the ball, trying to drive to the hoop, scoop, and no good. Falsgraf takes it off the net. Miller cross court, Collison. Collison going to go drive in, kick out Freed. Freed drops it into Collison. Collison goes up and no good, gets his own rebound. Goes up for that one and is fouled. It's a pace that seems unsustainable, but also hasn't resulted in too many points yet in that 2 minutes.
I used to accuse my team of playing with their hair on fire, and that kind of looks like what both teams might be playing like a little bit right now, but Colby calmly sinks his first free throw. Sometimes getting to the line kind of calms the nerves a little bit, gets you back into that rhythm and that flow.
Collison hits them both.
Pressure
Coronas
from the Blue
across
Jays.
The court. Gets it back. Gets across half court. I'm going to try and kick it out. Rash feeds Ruba inside. Ruba looking for an angle, but White's all over him. Gets a piece of it too, and then tips it out to Falsgraf. Falsgraf now going to try and push Stensland on him. And Blue Jays going to set up the offense. Freed to Falsgraf. Falsgraf over to Miller. Coronas comes out hard on Miller. Freed thought about it. Miller's going to take the 3, and he sinks it.
Shot that with a lot of confidence, the sophomore point guard.
3-point attempt, no good. Ruba's able to go over the top and get the rebound, and then that one's swatted by Freed.
You just don't understand that length until you play against it.
Falsgraf drives, doesn't get it to roll, and is
that was a travel.
It's got to be something. And okay, so we're not going to call a whole lot more apparently in the boys' game than we did in the girls' game. Falsgraf, that was a weird angle, but it looked like maybe he took a few steps. Freed off, no good.
Just playing
Ruba gets
too
the
fast
rebound.
right now.
And Freed had the ball and his arm in there on that one, it looked like.
Yep. It's a little sloppy on the defensive effort there in that possession. Everything's been really good up to this point, but
well, you know what they say, everybody wants to be part of the block party.
Yeah.
Getting a little aggressive with it. Student section being nice and loud, though, as Ruba hits the first free throw. Wilcox going to check out. And number 43, Will Hawthorne, checking in for the Tigers. Another sophomore. Second one, no good. Collison decides to take the rebound.
No, you've done a good job boxing out when the ball can hit the ground and you still get the rebound.
Falsgraf over to Freed. Freed uses White's screen, kicks it back over to White.
Stensland's an impressive-looking athlete for a freshman in high school.
White for 3, and it's good.
That guy right there is the X factor for this team. He's going to give you the hustle night in and night out. He's going to get the loose balls. He's going to get the offensive rebounds. But if he knocks down shots, this team is dangerous.
Falsgraf tipped it, but not able to control. Ruba goes up, reverse layup, no good. White with the ball, throws it ahead to Freed. Freed lays it in. Lays it in.
Yeah, he laid it in because he didn't want to be taken out of the game for missing a dunk. Just like that, 12-3, and Coach Toronis is going to try to figure out how to stop this swell of momentum from the Blue Jays. And really, I think a little bit of it on the offensive end is just really being patient. You know, their best looks might be mid-range, jump shots, three-point jump shots off of penetration. They're just undersized and not as athletic in the paint, not as old as the Blue Jays are, and it's just a tough chore to get points in the paint. So they're going to have to maybe find other ways to score here.
Cam Barnett checking in for the Blue Jays. Everett White getting a break on the bench.
Yeah, and I heard Cam Barnett had a really, really good scrimmage over break. They played Waukee.
Okay.
And I can't remember who else they played, but a really good top 5 Waukee 5A or 4A team.
Hawthorne with it, and he's going to be fouled on the ground.
Miller with the foul.
Truman Kruckenberg checked in along with Brock Christensen for the Tigers.
Blue Jays back in a man-to-man now.
Coronas back to Christensen.
Coronas with a pretty nifty handle.
Hawthorne spin move up, no good. Nice spin, not able to convert. Collison gets the rebound. Falsgraf sees a lane, got a little too far underneath, not able to hit the reverse up there.
Good hustle from Jackson Freed, diving for the loose ball. And there's a travel. Thank you.
Yep. So Christensen gets called for the travel. Cameron Waite checking in for the Tigers, and Toronis going to the bench.
Just a little extra hop there from Christensen.
So Alex Ruba, the only starter in for the Tigers right now. Miller brings it up. Over to Falsgraf. Collison with it now at the top. Shoots for 3, and it's good.
Smooth. Smooth as a gravy sandwich.
As a gravy sandwich. Collison rips that pass away. Gets it to Freed. Freed lays it in, and good again. Good vision there from Collison. Steps in front of it. And feeds Freed for the backside layup. Hawthorne with it. Layup is good for Brock Christensen. Falsgraf now pushing ahead.
That's a block. That's a block.
Block.
Yes.
They got the block. Okay. Officials looked at each other and made a decision. And checking in for the Blue Jays, Everett White and Tanner Bergeron, Cole Miller and Cameron and Jackson Freed going to the bench. And Alex Ruber to the bench for the Tigers. Who checked in?
Watch Cam Barnett set a screen here to get somebody out to the corner. Nope, I was wrong.
Collison drives. Floaters, good.
Smooth. Smooth, smooth, smooth.
Quick 7 points for Colby. Connor Rash back into the game for the Tigers. Bergeron has it. Has it knocked away from behind.
Just couldn't grab it to get it ahead to Reed fast enough for the easy 2. But possession to the Jays, up 19-5 here early.
Falsgraf with it. Under 2 minutes in the first. Bergeron over to White. Entry pass to Collison. Good not rebound, but receive. And then gets the pass back up for 2. Falsgraf with the steal. He's going to get the lay-in attempt. No good. Going to be a foul on, is that Rash? Connor Rash. Freed going to come in. Colby Collison to the bench. Torona's coming back in for the Tigers. And
that
Cameron
wasn't a
Waite
shooting
going to the
foul.
How?
Huh. Interesting.
Okay. That's fine. We like these inbound plays anyway. Freed pulls it back out. Falsgraf at the top.
Gilbert in a 2-3 zone.
Freed for 3. Off the rim, no good. Bergeron gets the rebound. Falsgraf floater, no good. Freed gets the rebound and has it taken away.
Hawthorne with the steal there.
Toronis kicks it over to Kruckenberg. Kruckenberg laying no good. White gets the rebound. Falsgraf pushes ahead, finds Barnett. Barnett tried to kick it over to Bergeron. Bergeron had it tipped away by Hawthorne. I thought Cam just lost it, but I think he just made a really quick pass, and it was faster than I could see. Falsgraf to the bench. Cole Miller back in for the Blue Jays. Free drive up. No good. White rips down a rebound.
That's a grown man rebound there.
White lets him go by, passes up the 2 to Freed. Freed kicks it out to Bergeron. Bergeron for 3, off no good. Rash with the rebound, throws it ahead to Toronis. Toronis layup is good. And now 15 seconds, no shot clock at this point. Blue Jays will play it for 1.
Coach Evans barking out some signals here. I think we're going to see something isolation for Jackson Freed.
Into the paint, float up, and gets the roll for Freed.
Yep.
Finish off the first quarter with a Blue Jay 23-7 lead. Pretty solid overall first quarter, considering for a little while there it looked like we were just in a track meet and seeing who could run faster.
Well, and really what you're seeing is a top 10, where are we? Are
top
we number
2.
1? Are we number
top
2?
Two according to the Iowa Association.
Are we
right?
number 5, 6, 7? We're a top 10 team. Let's just
sure.
I think of all the teams in 3A, we're definitely somewhere in that top 10. Senior led, upper class, solid throughout. You just have the one sophomore with Miller against a very, very young starting 2 freshmen and a sophomore Gilbert team that probably a year or 2 away from being a very, very good team as well. But the 2 big differences right now are everything in the paint. On the defensive end, the Blue Jays are just denying every Gilbert shot in the lane. On the offensive end, they're getting a ton of offensive rebounds. And then the press is really bothering Gilbert. And that's just being 17 and 18-year-olds against 15 and 16-year-olds. I mean, it's a big difference at this point, and that's not anything against the skill level of these Gilbert kids, because you can tell that the skills there, they're just not the athletic grown men that you see with an Everett White or a Colby Collison.
Both teams back to their starting lineups. Falsgraf to Miller. White, quick pass to Collison. Collison didn't quite have the grip on it, so he kicks it back out. Falsgraf. Oh, tried to feed Freed, I think, for a lob dunk. Freed wasn't exactly ready for that.
Good idea, just lacking the execution. Ball kind of hit off the rim.
Might have been a little too much heat on that for a lob pass, but I don't know. That Seth Moeller and a John Carlson used to be much more of a lob, and John would just go up and get it.
They were pretty good at that. Speaking
of Seth Moeller, it's a good time to probably shout out. He recently got engaged, proposed to Miss Aylin Eichmeyer, another great Blue Jay alum.
Yeah.
So congrats to that Blue Jay couple.
Of course, Seth is on our bench as an assistant coach.
Bunch of rebounds. Rash had one. Or Ruba had one. Wilcox had one.
Yeah, congratulations to Seth, recent Central College graduate. Aylin, a recent graduate, getting her RN as a nurse. Got to keep those young folks in our community.
Yeah. Ruba over to Stensland. Stensland up and laying no good. It was a good shot, just didn't get the roll. Falsgraf brings it back the other way. Out to Collison at the top for 3. Off the front, no good. White saves it back to Falsgraf. Falsgraf passes it to no one. Stensland comes away with it. Toronis ahead. Lay-in is good.
Well, and that's what Coach Evans doesn't want to see right now, is just that sloppy play, passing without a purpose that's going to lead to those runouts. Toronis has had a couple of those now here in the last couple of minutes. Kind of keeps him hanging around, gives him a little confidence, and then all of a sudden you make a 3 or hit another three, and then it's game on again.
Falsgraf 3, no good. Freed rips down a rebound. Not able to convert. Wilcox gets the second rebound.
Well, there's that 16-point lead. It's kind of gone down to 12 now. Another possession. They can get it under the double digits.
Good job by Ruba using the rim to protect from the block as Falsgraf was trying to come get it. Freed for a long three off the rim, no good. Collison gets the rebound, puts it up, and the foul.
That's strong, so strong. If I'd have made that bucket, I'd have flexed too. Really solid effort for the senior. It's just Blue Jay fans are going to have to just really soak up and enjoy these last few games that Colby Collison plays in uniform. One of the rare freshmen that got to suit up and play a lot of minutes for Coach
really
Evans.
Contributed as a freshman.
Yep.
Ruba drives. Falsgraf going to get called for the blocking foul. Shot's no good.
Yeah. Maybe a half a stride late, quarter of a stride late getting there.
He might have got his feet there, but he kept leaning into it a little more, and so it didn't look stationary.
And they're not calling that a shooting foul either. So.
Okay.
Or are they?
Yeah,
they are. Okay. Both teams with just 4 team fouls, so not a lot of fouls here in the early on. Nobody really in foul trouble.
First one in and out.
We did find out what the mysterious technical foul was there at the end of the girls' game. We'll explain that here in a second.
All right. Ruba misses both. Freed gets the rebound.
Okay, Blue Jays need to maybe make a little something happen here. Just one bucket here in this first couple minutes of the second quarter. See if they can get some things going on the offensive end.
Kick on the Tigers there.
Starters back in for the Blue Jays.
Miller's three is good.
Really good dribble penetration from Reed to find Miller. Second three for Miller.
Three-pointer coming the other way from Ruben, no good. Collison gets the rebound. Freed over to Miller. Miller in the corner, cross court to Falsgraf. Falsgraf tried to feed Collison underneath. Stensland got a hand on it. Save Blue Jay ball. Hawthorne checking back in. Wilcox out for the Tigers. Collison going to check out. Bergeron coming in. Looked like Collison might have checked himself out.
A little bit of blood.
Yeah. So Sarah Moss, our fine athletic trainer, will
doesn't look like he's
him up.
hurt or in any distress. A little spot of blood. No, that's the Nike swoosh. Never mind. Oof. Failure to communicate there. Two guys kind of in the same spot.
Toronis gets it to Ruba. Back to Toronis. Hawthorne in the paint. Gets the bucket. Miller brings it up court. High pass to Freed. Freed gets it back over to Miller.
Yep, Gilbert really extending that 2-3 zone right here.
Bergeron in the corner. Cross court. Freed for three. Off and no good. Hawthorne with a box out. Gets the rebound. Stensland back to Toronis. Toronis for a long three. Off the front. No good. Rebound. Hawthorne had it blocked. Rebound. Blocked again by White.
You don't see Everett White get beat on a box out very often. Yep. He made up for it with the block shot.
Falsgraf steps in, cross court. Bergeron for three. Off the rim, no good. Freed with the quick putback.
8 really quiet points for Jackson Freed here tonight.
It's because he keeps laying it in. They'd be louder if he stole it and dunked it. Falsgraf steps in for the steal, then throws it to Hawthorne. Stensland pulls it back out. Turonis now. Turonis lay in. Nice
Nifty.
Little action there.
Nifty.
Miller over to Falsgraf.
Gilbert really extending that zone out. There's probably some room to work in the middle if somebody flash into the post.
Miller 3, no good. Ruba grabs the rebound. Kicks out Kruckenberg. Hits the 3.
Yeah, Coach Evans has seen enough. He's I think a little frustrated with some of the careless turnovers here that we've seen in the second quarter. You know, the effort and the enthusiasm kind of made up for some of the sloppy play in the first quarter. But Gilbert, you know, outscoring the Blue Jays 11-7 so far in this quarter, really getting a little bit of confidence. You kind of see him getting a little bit of confidence there, and just need to kind of clean things up on the offensive end. Transition defense needs to be a little bit better. Just doing the simple things, you know, not forcing the issue, overpassing, going for steals with reach arounds and trying to block everything, but just playing solid man-to-man defense, running good half-court offense. I think that's really what they need to get back to, are some of the basics here.
One thing you've talked about in the past is, you know, if you're down, you really want to try and find a way to break it into single digits before halftime. You know, it was 16, now it's 12. Blue Jays really need to find a way to make sure they don't get it back into single digits.
Right.
It's a good goal for them to have.
Right.
Good goal for a lot of people is raising up their kids, right? That's a good opportunity for us to mention Bird's Nest, our great community sponsor here.
They're a great community sponsor. They're not the sponsors of our player of the game, though.
They are not, but they are a great place to take your kids if you want them to grow up right. Blue Jays all the way.
And be safe and taken well taken care of.
Collison gets it into Berggren. Over to Cole Miller.
Tanner Berggren has a lot of those little things that you can't teach a basketball player. A lot of instinctive things, coming to help out with the ball there, not just standing around, but coming and helping out. Good dribble drive there.
Miller dumps off to White. White goes up with it and gets the foul. Great pass by Miller. Great finish by White.
Yep, and there they went back and they attacked the paint. And that's coming out of the timeout, that's exactly what you wanted to see. Something positive happen. A couple of good things facilitated there by Tanner Berggren. A nice assist from Miller to White, who gets the shot at an and one but can't convert.
Krunkenberg is the one that committed the foul, also gets the rebound there.
Cam Barnett walls off.
Christensen over to Hawthorne, now back to Krunkenberg. Krunkenberg gets the roll all the way around.
Now Gilbert's going to press a little bit. I think it's their ball. And nobody has any idea who the ball's supposed to go to. So I bet they go to the alternate possession here. I don't even think they're going to the alternate possession. They're just going to give it to Gilbert.
They're just going to – the Gilbert coach and players were confident, so they're like, all right, we get it.
Little surprise pressure there. Berggren is going to come out. Falsgraf back in for him.
Joey Curran's to inbound. We haven't seen him so far today. So into Cameron Waite and Brock Christensen over to Hawthorne. Now Connor Rash drives and is swatted, and probably some contact in there. That was an angry swat by Falsgraf. Angry swing.
And Rash looked like, man, what do I got to do?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm laying here on the ground. I think it was a clean block, but he got the worst of it there.
Rash with it. Over to Christensen. Christensen floater off the front. No good. White with another rebound. Miller past everybody. Draws the contact. Creates the foul, really. Not able to finish the and one. but we'll go to the line for 2 and puts a second foul on Preston Stensland.
Miller's given his team a good spark tonight. Knocked down a couple of threes, a couple of really nice assists on penetration and getting to the line here.
No good on the first one. Freed going to check in for Barnett. Taronis and Ruba coming in for the Tigers. Hawthorne and Currens to the bench. Miller's second attempt coming. And he hits that one.
7 on the night for Miller.
Wait with it in the corner. A little behind the back dump off.
Good cut by,
yeah,
really good cut by Ruba.
Nice passing there. Ruba gets the finish.
It's good basketball.
Falsgraf with the drive and the lay-in, no good. Everett White's there again for the cleanup and the, man, Everett's just having a day underneath.
Just strong, so strong.
Christensen, drive, nowhere to go. Gets it back. Now Ruba with it, Falsgraf on him. Tried to spin move, lost the ball. Freed picks it up, gets it over to Miller. Falsgraf for a long 3 off, no good. Christensen able to take it away, and now Falsgraf has it. Falsgraf's gonna slam it down. And he steals it again and has it blocked that time, and he's gonna commit the foul.
I turned away for a second. I missed the steal.
Which one?
The second one.
Good recovery by Ruber there to get the block. That foul on Falsgraf is his second. He's going to go to the bench. On the court for the Blue Jays right now, Berggren, Miller, Freed, White, and Collison. For the Tigers, Taronis, Stensland, Wilcox, Ruba, and Rash. Stensland for 3 off the front, no good. Everett White with another rebound.
One possession. Coach Evans wants one. Let's see if they can get that lead back out to 17 or 18 here.
Miller has it at 8 now. Berggren comes all the way around. Collison going to step. Little contact. And no shot there as we're going to go into halftime. Blue Jays ahead 37-22. Pretty even second quarter there. But Blue Jays have a nice 15-point lead going into halftime.
Yeah, led by 16 at the quarter, 15-point lead into half. Hard not to feel a little bit good about the way things went, especially, coming out of the gates from break. But I got to believe Coach Evans is going to challenge his team at halftime to kind of sustain that effort throughout the second half, at least keep the foot on the gas until maybe they can sub, hopefully late in the game if they can build that lead out to 20-25. But, I think that's the one thing you got to continue to do is challenge a team that is a top 5, top 10 team to not be satisfied with getting out to a quick lead and then just kind of sustaining that and kind of playing really kind of mediocre basketball, and instead to kind of keep the foot on the gas and give your teammates at the end of the bench a chance to get in there and show what they can do.
Well, I believe we're going to stick with you for halftime here because our state placing and state winning, depending on which routine you're talking about, dance team is supposed to be coming out here for a routine. They're just going to wait to make a more dramatic appearance.
Well, that's what dancers do.
Are you a dance dad or something?
I was a dance dad. I'm retired.
You're retired?
Yep. I no longer have dance bills either.
So this is the second place Jazz routine. So we'll step away and we'll let you enjoy this routine. Go Blue Jays.
Also, last chance to get your kindergarten through 8th graders signed up for the dance team's dance clinic January 14th.
Oh, welcome back, Blue Jay fans, to the second half of the nightcap here. Blue Jays coming out of halftime with a 37-22 lead. Leaders in scoring for the Blue Jays: Colby Collison with 11, Everett White with 9, Jackson Freed with 8, Cole Miller with 7, and Reed bringing up the backside with only 2. Poor guy. And for the Tigers, leading scorer Alex Ruba with 7, William Taronis with 6, Truman Kruckenberg with 5, and then Christensen and Hawthorne each with 2. Ruba trying to go to work on Pfaltzgraff, and they're going to call, I think, Pfaltzgraff on the waist hold, maybe.
Getting the hands on a little bit there. And that's his third foul right off the bat. And I think Coach Evans is going to go to the bench immediately. And, you know, you look at the 15-point lead and you think, you know, you could probably leave Reed in the game. But, you know, you have to condition your players that whether you're playing Ballard or Gilbert, if you get that third foul early, you're going to have to sit because you got to play with this. But nice steal.
Reed intercepted that pass beautifully and then went ahead and finished that with another layup for 2.
Yep, 10 for Jackson now.
Taronis looking to get it into Wilcox. White on him. Wilcox turn, right hand up. No good. Freed gets the rebound. Drops it off to Miller. Miller ahead to Bergeron. Bergeron for 3. Off the front, no good. Wilcox with the rebound.
Tanner's a great shooter. Maybe a little early and just not really in rhythm on that shot.
Stensland for 3. On the other side, no good. Wilcox with the rebound. Drops it back to Stensland. Stensland left-hand lay-in, no good. Everett gets this rebound. Gets to Collison. Collison goes ahead.
Collison might have got mauled.
Yeah. Intercepted pass. Taronis going in to finish the layup.
Taronis might lead the state in those run-out buckets. He's so quick.
Yeah. And that one is going to be a blocking foul on Wilcox. Miller with it at the top. Tried to get to Collison. Knocked away by Rash out of bounds.
Gilbert playing man-to-man.
.26 seconds on the shot clock this time. Stensland tight on Bergeron. Collison now with it at the top of the free throw line. Gets Miller on the turn. Passes up the 3. Gets the ball back.
I know, talking to Coach Evans, he really wants his team to be able to execute in this motion, not just off a set offense the whole time.
White's shot, no good. Knocked away by Bergeron, but not able to control. Wilcox comes away with the rebound. Stensland passes up the shot. Over to Rash, now out to Taronis. Rash drives, shot up, and gets the bucket.
Seen Rash go strong to the basket here a couple times. Gets his first bucket, but not afraid to put his head down and get to the hoop. Wow, that 10 seconds seemed to fly by, but
it was. But we also didn't seem like we were too concerned at all about getting across. So
Gilbert's cut into that lead, now down to 13. Chance to get it to 10 with the 3.
Rash back to Stensland, looking to feed Wilcox. He's going to drive. Looked like maybe that back foot drug, but Rash with it, spin, backdoor cut, Taronis. Ruben now just going to pull up for 2 and hits.
Heard somebody from the Gilbert bench yell, swing it, but Rubo was like, I'm open, I'm shooting this thing.
Tigers definitely pick up the pressure. Entry pass, White, no good. Wilcox, pump fake, and foul on White.
Yep. Heard the official yell, 2 hands.
Okay.
So they're going to let him hand check with 1 hand, but not with 2 hands.
It's an interesting plan, I guess.
Gilbert's hanging around. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a scrappy team. mentally tough. Good, really good defense, but really a nice play by Wilcox there. 6'5" in the program.
Blue Jays need to get a little bit of something going here. It's been a few too many plays in a row, and Collison goes up and is fouled on his way to the hoop.
Colby felt like he got fouled earlier.
Yeah.
And just kind of looked at the official like, are you gonna give me a call finally?
Yeah.
He did get one, so a little chance to break the ice here with a couple of free throws for Colby.
Ooh, no love on the first roll. Gets the second. Corners to Rash. Rash to Hawthorne on the baseline. Hawthorne gets it to go. Barnett was on the line. And this lead is down to 8.
Yeah, just sloppy. Gilbert in a little bit of a press look right now, and Blue Jays just not actively attacking. Right now, you don't have Reed Falsgraf on the court, so one of your players that does like to attack the basket is out.
And White steps in front of that pass. Gonna drop it off for Miller. Miller to Freed. Coronas comes out on him. Freed spin move up, no good. And that looks like it was off a Tiger. Yep, it's going to be off Hawthorne, stay Blue Jay ball.
And Truman Kruckenberg just rode Colby Collison on the box out there. Should have been a foul called there for cleaning him out underneath the basket.
Barnett back to Collison. Collison up two, no good. Rube is able to get the rebound. Rash has it taken away by Cam Barnett, who tried to feed it ahead to White, but has that picked off by Kruckenberg on the backside. Ruba passed up the three. Toronis now coming around the screen. Drive, scoop, and no good. Barnett gets a big rebound. You just have to settle in a little bit here.
Just a little sloppy.
White has it underneath. Turn, two. It's good.
There we go.
Entry pass to Hawthorne. Collison guarding him. And they're going to get White on the reach as Kruckenberg was driving.
Little line change for Gilbert here.
So Cameron Waite, Brock Christensen both coming in to join Kruckenberg, Hawthorne, and Wilcox. Freed steps in front of that one, feeds Miller ahead. Miller going to go to the basket and is fouled on his way by Kruckenberg. That'll be his third. Miller's first one off the front of the rim, no good.
Blue Jays struggling a little bit from the line tonight.
The girls' team used up all the free throws. Second one, no good. Rebound, Hawthorne.
It's I got 4 for 10 for the game.
Christensen driving, kicks out Hawthorne, and he travels. Yep. As the Blue Jays get set, just a little thought that, if you're not busy Thursday, you should probably stop in and watch the Blue Jay wrestling team as they host Is it Boone and Perry, I believe?
We home for that one?
We are home for that one, yep. So if you can't make it, you can tune in and listen, but you should probably just show up because it's going to be a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. They're a good team this year. As that entry pass is swatted away. Kruckenberg throws it up, no good, and Freed took a ball or a hand to the back of the head, and he's playing a little bit more aggressive, and I don't think he appreciated the forearm to the back of the head, but Wilcox hits a three.
Got a 7-point game. Gilbert's just gaining confidence by the minute. Fans are into the game. This is not really where we wanted things to go if you're a Blue Jay fan.
Freed is going to draw a blocking foul. Christensen does not agree. Neither do the Tigers fans. Very rarely do fans think their guy ever commits a foul also, though. So it's kind of a hard angle from up here to see if he had positioning.
And looking at the replay, it looks like he absolutely had position.
Okay. Yeah. First free throw, no good. And as you get older, there's a cylinder rule, which maybe would have come into play, but there's no rule like that in high school, right? I mean, there's no circle drawn, so it's not as blatant at least.
Well,
Christensen three, no good. Rebound, Kruckenberg ripped away by Cole Miller, who's going to throw it ahead to Freed. Freed's going to lay it in for two.
Yeah, good decision by Jackson just to get the two, not get the dunk. Let's get the points right now. We need to kind of right the ship a little bit. Tanner Bergeron's going to get called for a little touch foul there.
I mean, personally, I disagree. I want to see the dunk. I want to see him get the student section in, but I'm also a fan.
You're a fan,
I'm
and
not
I'm an
a
old
coach. Yeah.
I'm an old coach. And I know Jackson's coach right now well enough to know that he probably would have been sitting next to him had he tried to dunk it and missed it.
2-point attempt from Waite, or 3-point attempt from Waite is good. His first bucket of the game.
Yeah.
Might even be his first shot of the game.
15-point halftime lead, cut to 6 now.
Freed into White. White has it blocked by Wilcox, and they're going to call a foul. That'll be Wilcox's fourth foul.
Pretty big swing from Wilcox. Can understand the frustration a little bit because Everett White's such a physical player and is kind of giving him the business a little bit on the other end. So Everett White ends the free throw drought. Blue Jays had been 1 of 6 in the half until that one.
Wilcox goes to the bench. White for his second free throw. And he hits as well.
All right, let's see if that gets things turned around a little bit here.
Kruckenberg drives, layup, and good.
Just everything's pretty easy for Gilbert
good
right now.
screen there to get the opening.
Kruckenberg with 7, coming off the bench tonight. Blue Jays are going to play for 1, leading by 6. Probably going to see something for Colby or Jackson.
10 seconds now. Collison has it, 6 seconds. Collison going to try and create, turn, has it blocked from behind by Rash, and that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Blue Jays 46, Tigers 40.
Yep.
That was an 18-9 quarter for the Tigers.
Yeah, and again, just I think as a coach right now, you're disappointed. You want to pound on things. You want to break clipboards, whatever. But right now, you just got to really challenge your team. You know, you've got senior leaders on this team. You're playing a team that comes into this game winless on the season, and you just haven't really shown up here in this third quarter.
Yeah.
After what was a pretty fast start in the second quarter.
I mean, really since the first quarter.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, and give some credit to Gilbert. They've executed. They've stayed connected as a team, and I think that's where the Blue Jays have not been good tonight. They just haven't seemed connected, and there's no saying that they can't still find that. We're going to see Reed Falsgraf come back onto the court. He's done a good job creating things tonight. Back in with the starting lineup. He's got to stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
And see if this team can find a rhythm, get connected a little bit, and get back on a run and get into a comfortable position again.
Do you think they'll pull Falsgraf off of Ruba to avoid picking up a fourth foul?
Possibly.
White over to Collison. Collison, 2-point, and it's good.
Looks like I thought Colby might have got fouled there too on the shot.
Yeah.
It was a good contest for sure. Big bucket though to start the quarter and see if they can get this momentum turned back around.
Toronis goes to drive all the way underneath.
Ooh, thought he dribbled out of bounds.
Rash over to Stensland. Now Toronis for three, and it's good. Just a very fundamentally sound player.
He's a good-looking freshman.
So he comes into this game shooting 100% from the free throw line. Freed with it underneath the hoop, no good. White rips down the rebound, goes up, gets the two. Hawthorne tried to draw a foul, but really just fell over.
You better bring your hard hat and your lunch pail when you're playing against Everett White.
Ruba up and gets the roll. I don't even know how he got that ball to go up.
Nothing wrong with the defense Jackson Freed played there. That was just a tough shot that went down.
Cole Miller over to White. Collison was looking to get fed underneath. And Rash steps in front of it, throws it ahead of Stensland. Stensland drops it off to Ruba. Ruba with the lay-in. Good unselfish play to make sure you get your bucket. And it's a 3-point ball game. And Evans is going to call a timeout with 6:17 remaining.
Yeah, and now, you've kind of gone from we're going to win easy to we're going to win ugly to, boy, can we win this game?
Right.
With a 3-point lead. It's anybody's ball game, and all the momentum is with Gilbert right now. They're, like I said, they're just executing better. They're more connected. They're knocking down open threes. They just seem engaged, where the Blue Jays just are out of sync. They're out of whack.
Being a little lazy with passes, and the Tigers are playing with effort. And,
yeah. And we said in the second quarter, you give a team like this a chance to get some confidence, and then they're going to find themselves hanging around. And hanging around is exactly what they're doing. They're hanging around with a chance to get a win here tonight. What would be one of the biggest upsets in 3A basketball this year.
And Collison gets that rebound up, no good. And there's their hands flying all over the place. I don't know how there's no foul there. Freed misses the lay-in, gets the rebound, cross court, and that's going to be the one that draws the foul. I really think there was a foul about 17 times, maybe on both teams, but Alex Ruba is going to be the unlucky one that draws a foul and sends Collison to the line. That is Ruba's first foul.
I think Coach Evans is happy with the effort there.
Yeah.
There probably could have been 3 or 4 fouls called before that. And those free throw struggles continue, and that sometimes is the case when you're struggling. It just becomes laborious at the free throw line.
Collison hits the second. Toronis brings it up court. Rash over to Stensland. Stensland steps in, kicks it over to Ruba. Good closeout by Freed. And now Ruba kind of throws it up. White comes away with the rebound.
Yeah, and now it comes down to making stops. If things aren't going to be pretty on the offensive end, you got to make stops. And really, Jackson Freed's done a nice job on Ruba the last couple possessions. One resulted in kind of a gift of a shot. But
Falsgraf steps it back out to Miller. Miller at the top of the key with Stensland on him. Collison looking for an entry pass, and Hawthorne steps in front and staying off Collison. Collison's shocked because he doesn't think he touched the ball at all.
I think he did, but I think part of the frustration might be Hawthorne is just playing excessively physical in the paint.
Yeah.
And they're true to form, the officials just aren't calling a lot of that action.
Stensland gets the go. All right.
That's Stensland's first basket of the night.
He's got to be a little safer with these passes. Just a little too much lob. Freed for three. White rips down another rebound.
That's a head scratcher of a foul. And may very well have been a foul, but compared to some of the other things we've seen, it just leaves you scratching your head a little bit. But that's the bonus now for the Blue Jays. So they've got to, going into the bonus here with almost 5 minutes left in the game, they're going to have to really step up at the stripe.
White hits the first. And White hits them both.
4 for 5. So he's the one guy that's really excelled at the free throw line tonight.
Turonis to Krunkenberg, over to Ruba. Back to Turonis.
Need stops. You need stops.
Stensland drives. Blocked, and
Oofta. I hope that that was clean up top. If he calls with the body, he did call it with the body. There might have been a little bit of a hip check there.
I think it was after the block he actually came through and made contact.
Yeah, it just kind of got him with his left hip on the shot there.
Stensland's free throw is no good.
This is just the 5th free throw attempt of the night for Gilbert right there, 5th and 6th attempts. And they are also 1 for 5 as a team. So neither team is really setting any records from the free throw line.
So Wilcox comes in with 4 fouls. Falsgraf leaves with 4 fouls. Stensland hits the second. White gets it over to Miller. 4:25 remaining in the game. Blue Jays holding on to a 3-point lead.
Now you got to have guys step up. Somebody's going to have to make a big bucket. That's the guy.
Collison for 3, off the rim, no good. Berggren chases down the rebound. Freed gonna drive, kicks it over to White. White for 3. He hits it.
There's your X factor. 11 points this half. Turonis, quick 3.
Berggren gets the rebound, and they're gonna call Stensland for that foul.
Oh, Stensland kind of waved his hand at the official like you don't know what you're talking about. If the official had seen that, I think could have been a quick technical there. A little bit of overt disrespect. And maybe he didn't foul, but 1-and-1 again.
So Tanner Berggren going to the line for the first time, I believe.
Yeah,
and he hits.
Yeah.
Freed ends up on the ground in the paint.
Leads back out to 7. So I'm not feeling comfortable yet, Patrick, but feeling a bit better than when it was down to 2.
Berggren hits them both.
Got to get stops.
Rash drives over to Wilcox. Wilcox to Stensland. Stensland going to get it back to Turonis at the top. Good defense so far by the Blue Jays. And just forced pass by Stensland. Everett White saves it off of Wilcox.
Man.
Everett's just everywhere tonight.
Like watching that kid play.
Berggren over to White. White cross court to Miller. Miller into Collison. Collison has it swatted, and he's out of bounds after the swat. Faltzgraff going to come back in with the 4 fouls.
Nothing easy inside tonight.
Miller
Nothing
with the
easy
ball.
inside.
White to Freed. Faltzgraff back to Miller. 6 seconds on the shot clock now. White in the paint, drops off to Freed. Freed goes up and gets the foul. That was a tough angle to try to take that shot as he was completely under the hoop.
And, we were talking about that lack of connectedness, and right now you kind of see that coming to the forefront.
So Freed hits the free throw to finish off the 3-point play.
And not just the ability to finish a shot, but just they're looking for each other. They're playing that team game, and when you do that, it's going to be hard to beat this team.
When you make that pass with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, it does make me a little nervous, but they got it.
Yeah.
They had it timed perfectly.
Yep. And really, for me in this run, it's been all about Everett White on the defensive end. We talked about we need a guy to step up and hit a big shot. He's delivered the only 3-point shot of the second half for the Blue Jays. He's been perfect from the free throw line. He's getting every rebound. He's really picked up where he left off in that last game before break against Carroll, where he was the X factor that night.
And he's playing with great physicality while keeping his fouls under control. I mean, he's not going for the big swats or anything like that. He's just playing within his role and doing it really well.
He's not trying to do too much, and you're exactly right with the fouls, where as a sophomore and a junior, he was constantly in foul trouble. He had a hard time staying in games. He was usually the guy that's sitting over there by the coaching staff with 2 fouls in the first half or a quick third in the third quarter, and he's managed to keep himself in games. He's going to have to continue to do that.
Ruba brings it up court. Freed on him. Ruba has it swatted by Freed, but gets the rebound, throws it up again. No good. White with another rebound. Freed went down hard, but he just tripped over Wilcox. Now you're going to see the Blue Jays use a little bit more of this shot clock, but never mind. White just going to drive right to the hoop and prove me wrong. What do I know? Wilcox in the paint. White, good defense. Freed gets the rebound. Miller brings it up court now. Ahead to White. Back over to Miller. Under 2 minutes now. Blue Jays playing a little bit of keep away. Berggren back out to Collison.
Gilbert's playing that chase game.
And now Miller's going to drive and has it tipped away. Ruban's up with the ball and drives to the hoop for 2. We're going to get timeout from the Tigers.
Yep, 15 for Ruba on the night, leading his team. He came in as their leading scorer. And
Coach Evans having a little conversation with the official. I don't know what it was that he thought they maybe missed out on, but wanted him to keep an eye on it. Official walks away laughing, it's usually a good sign that you're not in too much trouble if the official walks away laughing about it.
Just exchanging pleasantries.
Right.
Well, I know Coach Evans is going to be, as it's looking more and more like a Blue Jay win here with a minute and a half to go, he's going to be happy with the way his team responded after Gilbert got back into the game. And like we said before the game, Gilbert came in 0-7. They're not your typical 0-7 team.
Right.
It looked like it was going to be a blow off the barn door, 25 or 30-point win.
Well, and a young team like that, you're going to see drastic improvements throughout the year as they just develop more, consistency as a team. I mean, you think about it, a lot of these guys have played primarily with their own grade up until this season, and now you got 2 freshmen, a couple sophomores playing, a couple seniors, so you're getting that real mix out there, and they're going to improve a lot as we go. Freed trapped in the corner, gets to Collison. We got to get it across half court, and
it was a foul.
Faltzgraff and Coach Evans calls a timeout before the 10-second violation, much to the dismay of the Tiger fans. If you want to avoid being dismayed, you should probably think about sending your kids over to Bird's Nest if you have kids of that age. My kids are a little old. They don't need to go You
might need to send them there for a job.
Well, they could potentially do that. That would be possibly a good opportunity, as the Bird's Nest does do a great job of employing a lot of our older Blue Jays, and so we appreciate that support as well as we get them into the working world and work with your younger Blue Jays. So Thank you, Bird's Nest, for your sponsorship and all you do in the community.
Yep, for sure.
A minute 23 remaining in the game.
Of course, the Gilbert bench wanted a 10-second call because there's 25 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to change that to 27 based on when Bondurant took the timeout, and that's going to further infuriate the Gilbert crowd and coaching staff.
There's a gentleman behind the bench that seems to be initiating some of the
Well,
issues.
he drives the bus, so,
Is that what it is?
Maybe
Okay.
not.
Drives the bus, fills the waters.
Could be a parent, could be a bus driver, could just be somebody who likes basketball.
Collison gets it across half court. Falsgraf with it now. Back over to Miller. Miller back to Collison at the top, and Stensland's going to foul Collison. It's very rare do you see a time where a team thinks the person to foul is Colby.
Yeah, I think
just
they
an
wanted
odd-
to. I think they wanted to get Reed, and if you're gonna with this particular crew, if you're gonna foul, you better foul.
Yeah. Collison hits his first free throw. That's 16 on the night for him.
Yep. Up over that Mason-Dixon line at 50% at the line, too. And I jinxed him.
Yes, you did, but Freed gets the rebound. White dumps it off to Freed. Freed goes up and gets the and one.
We said Jackson had a quiet 8 points in the first half. He's got a quiet 9 here. He's just doing.
These were a little louder.
He's just doing work. He is. He's just doing work. He's hanging out around the baseline, just getting some putbacks, getting some and ones, and helping his team to a win.
Freed hits the free throw to finish off the and one.
It's his second and one here in the fourth quarter. Lead back up to 15.
Wait with the ball. Long three off the rim. No good. Cole Miller gets the rebound. Gets it over to Falsgraf, who's trapped down on the baseline but gets out of it. And he is fouled. Apparently, you need to fall over to make sure you get a foul.
Yeah, looks like Coach Taronis is going to go to his bench, and I think probably see Coach Evans match that.
Yeah, with the lead suddenly back up to 15, you're going to see everybody coming in. So for the Blue Jays, you're going to have Cameron Barnett, Zach Lyle, James Dodson, Tanner Bergeron, and Levi Wendt all checking in after, well, 4 of them will check in after Falsgraf's free throw, which is no good. Coming in for the Tigers, we have number 5, Joey Currens, number 4, Dylan Zwanziger, number 3, Brock Christensen, number 21, Camden Steffens, and number 2, Cameron Waite. Tanner Bergeron to come in for Falsgraf. Falsgraf hits the second, and Bergeron comes in for him. 46 seconds left. Blue Jays with a 16-point lead. Christensen pull up 3, in and out, no good. Wendt and Barnett wrestle for a rebound. Barnett comes away with it. .27 seconds, just a little bit of difference on the shot clock.
I want to see these guys play a possession.
Lyle to Dotson, back out to Barnett, and now Wendt has it out top. Lyle takes it back on the weave. Are we going to have somebody shoot, or are we going to take the shot clock violation? Oh, we're going to throw it out of bounds. Coach Evans thought he wanted to shoot one.
Blue Jays are going to finish the game 15 of 26 from the free throw line. So I'm guessing that's going to be one thing Coach Evans is going to want to see improve.
And that's the ball game. 68-52 is your final. I don't know if the score really reflects the game all that much, but you come away with the win, and that's what you needed.
Yeah, you're going to look back at the end of the season, and you're going to see this game as a win, not as one that maybe you're disappointed that you didn't play as well as you did, or you didn't take advantage of a big early lead and build on that. Feisty Gilbert bunch, and they're going to mark the date on the calendar when the Blue Jays have to go back up to Gilbert and say, hey, we had a 2-point game in the fourth quarter with this team, this undefeated, highly rated team, and they're going to come to our place. And if the Blue Jays aren't all business going up to Gilbert, they're going to leave Story County with a loss. So they better prepare themselves for what needs to be a better effort when they go back up there and moving forward. But when push came to shove, much better effort to kind of finish the game out and regain control, get that sense of connectedness back together, and find the W in the column.
Looking at a little stat, Tigers were led by Alex Ruba with 15. William Toronis ended up with 11. And then just sprinkled in from everybody else, 3 from Stensland, 3 from Waite, 2 from Christensen, 2 from Resch, 2 from Kruckenberg, and 4 from Hawthorne and 5 from Wilcox. Your Blue Jays, kind of a 3-headed monster again. Everett White led the way with 21, along with at least 13 rebounds. Jackson Freed with 18 and 6, and Colby Collison with 16 and 6. Falsgraf with 3, Barnett with 1, Cole Miller with 7, and Bergeron with 2. I kind of feel like there's a clear takeaway Vision Bank player of the game here, and Everett White just kind of did work all through the game, offense, defense, at the free throw line. Just hit every facet of the game. It just was the calming senior leader that you needed in this game, and he just took care of it. Yeah,
we said somebody's going to have to step up when Gilbert cut the lead down to 2, down to 4. And that guy was Everett White, and I'm not sure if he had 20 or more against Carroll. I know he had a great game over there. This might be his career high, but to your point, it's not the points, although they're very valuable. The made free throws, the big clutch 3 when it was needed the most, but it's the defense, it's the rebounding, it's the poise. It's kind of keeping your team together when things are kind of unraveling. So for me, Jackson Freed and Colby Collison, they get their 16, 17, 18 points, it seems like, almost every night. Mm-hmm. Sometimes more spectacular than other nights. But tonight, this was Everett White's night. He bailed his team out when things could have went south against a winless Gilbert team.
Played essentially the whole game with 2 fouls. I don't remember more than a minute or so that he was off the court, and he just kept putting in work. So Vision Bank player of the game.
Vision Bank player
of the game. Yes. See what Vision Bank can do for you. Everett White tonight leading the Blue Jays to victory. That's what he can do for you. So I think for tonight we're going to leave you with that. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, big game coming up Friday night for both the boys and girls.
At
really
North
good
Polk, right?
Girls North Polk team, and a top 10 matchup between border rivals North Polk and Bonnarant Farrar. So, you hope the boys weren't looking ahead to that, but that's certainly possible, and we need a big turnout up in Alleman on Friday.
And Thursday night, wrestling at home. Get here, or if you can't, tune in. But for that, go Blue Jays, and good night.
Go Blue Jays.